Shana Tova. I recently asked a simple question to ChatGPT, an online artificial intelligence tool. I asked, do you think AI can one day destroy humans? Without hesitation or apology, ChatGPT responded, short answer, yes. It's possible in some scenarios that AI could cause human extinction or mass harm. But it's not a simple inevitability, and there are concrete ways to reduce the risk. Now, I realize that sounds terrifying, but let's bring it a little closer to home. How does this actually touch our daily lives? I know some of you may be thinking, I don't use AI, I've never heard of ChatGPT, but whether we like it or not, AI has become an unavoidable, integral part of our world. So let's do a quick survey by show of hands. Raise your hand if you own a smartphone, and keep it up if you can. Raise your hand if you use a wearable health device like an Apple Watch or a glucose monitor. Raise your hand if, keep them up. Raise your hand if your doctor's office uses an online portal. Or raise your hand if you've ever searched the web or bought something online. You can put your hands down now. It's no surprise that nearly everyone in the room raised their hand. Whether we realize it or not, AI plays a significant role in our lives today, and it's here to stay, from medical diagnostics to text prediction and online shopping to weather forecasting. AI is embedded in our daily lives, whether we actively seek it out or not. And it's not just the average user who's paying attention. Some of the very scientists who built AI are sounding alarms about where it's heading. Artificial intelligence is advancing quickly, and its rapid growth offers both benefits and risks to society. For example, in healthcare, AI can help diagnose rare diseases by analyzing large data sets to assist practitioners with more accurate diagnoses and to develop effective treatment plans. But in the same way that AI can be so beneficial in medicine, on the other hand, these same AI systems can also spread significant amounts of misinformation that could negatively affect our democratic process. Therefore, we must carefully consider how we approach the use and development of AI. With its prolific use, artificial intelligence is a highly discussed topic these days. Recently, I watched an interview with Geoffrey Hinton, a computer scientist often referred to as the godfather of AI. In 2012, Hinton and two of his students from the University of Toronto developed a neural network, a computer system that functions similarly to how our brains work. A decade later, Professor Hinton stepped down from his role at Google to raise awareness about the risks of AI. Hinton now urges lawmakers and scientists to establish boundaries on how we develop and utilize the technology he helped to create. Experts believe that within 5 to 20 years, AI could surpass human intelligence, posing an existential threat. Unlike the certain affirmative response I received when I asked ChatGPT about the perils of AI, Hinton estimates there's a 10 to 20% chance that AIs could wipe out humans. Technologists refer to this threat as P-doom, meaning the probability that doom will arise due to the current unrestricted development of AI. Scientists disagree on how to address the potential risk of P-doom. According to Hinton, it will not be possible to force AI to submit to humans, and AI systems instead will very quickly develop two sub-goals. One is to stay alive, and the other is to get more control. There is good reason to believe that any kind of agentic AI will try to stay alive. So Hinton proposed an intriguing solution: building maternal instincts into AI models so they truly care about the people even once the technology becomes more powerful and smarter than humans. He emphasizes the idea that we should develop AI systems that are like mothers, with instincts and societal pressure to care for their babies. Not all of Hinton's colleagues agree. A researcher known as the godmother of AI disagrees with Hinton's maternal instinct approach. Instead, she advocates for human-centered AI that preserves human dignity and human agency. Rather than adding security measures to control AI, Lee argues it's our responsibility at every single level to create and to use technology in the most responsible way. And at no moment, not a single human should be asked or should choose to let go of our dignity. Our lawmakers and governmental officials must discuss the upcoming challenges of AI before it becomes a threat to our very existence. We need to establish proper regulations and limits on its development. However, during this season of introspection and teshuvah, I believe our concern should be less about reprogramming AI and more about how we reprogram ourselves. The idea of technology taking over the world is no longer just a plot in a science fiction movie like 2001: A Space Odyssey or The Terminator. I submit to you that it's not P-doom alone that we need to focus on, not just the probability that unchecked AI will harm humanity. The truth is, humanity's probability of doom did not begin with AI. We raise it ourselves every day. We continue to ignore the risks that come from our own actions. Consider all that we face today: a looming climate crisis, deeply polarized governments, wars raging across the globe, and hatred amplified online in our schools and public spaces. Take, for example, the climate crisis. We have the tools and technology we need to turn around the climate crisis. We must invest in clean energy, reduce consumption, and protect fragile ecosystems. Yet, as a society, we choose convenience, profit, and denial over responsibility. According to researchers, there are two things that we must do to avert disaster. One, transition from fossil fuels to more affordable, renewable energy sources, and create more planet-friendly policies that will increase livelihoods across the board. This is not an issue of technology failing us. This is a problem of humans not taking responsibility to repair the very creation we celebrate on this New Year's Eve. That is the true P-doom, the danger of humanity refusing to struggle with its own choices. As we start this new year, perhaps the question shouldn't be, can AI destroy us? But rather, how are we already destroying ourselves? While scientists debate reprogramming AI so it will act with compassion and responsibility, maybe we are the ones who need the reprogramming. We must embrace our human qualities of empathy, justice, and responsibility. This is precisely the call of this High Holy Days. Through introspection and teshuvah, we are to return to our best selves. So the question becomes, what does it mean to reprogram humanity? And how do we change, not just the technology, but also our own hearts and minds? This isn't anything new. Long before algorithms and neural networks, our sages were asking, what does it mean to act with true humanity? The Talmud is one of our earliest technologies, which developed a new way of transmitting knowledge. In the Talmud, Rabbi Akiva once taught, "B'makom she'en ishim, hishtadel lehiyot ish," meaning, in a place where there are no ishim, human beings, strive to be an ish, more human. Maimonides, a 12th century rabbi and commentator, makes an important connection to the Hebrew word hishtadel, which can be translated as to struggle. That word brings us back to the book of Genesis, when our forefather Jacob struggled with the angel. Jacob had a challenging relationship with his brother Esau. You'll remember that after more than 20 years apart, Jacob was prepared to reconcile with his brother. But the night before, on his way to Esau, whom Jacob feared was coming to kill him, Jacob found himself alone at the banks of a river, where Torah tells us he struggled with an ish, commonly translated as angel. But the word puzzles our sages. Since Jacob suffered a serious injury in the battle, how could this ish not be human? Could it be a divine being? Or as some will argue, maybe the ish was a reflection of Jacob's own inner struggle. The wound was self-inflicted. Whatever we believe about that moment may vary, but what we do know is that Jacob left that interaction changed. He was given a new name, Yisrael, which means to struggle with God. Jacob transformed, but it was not just that one moment of struggle. Rather, it happened throughout his entire journey. So Rabbi Akiva's words take on a new meaning. In a place where there are no humans, strive or struggle to be a human being. Rabbi Akiva's teaching is a reminder that being human is more than just biology. It's wrestling with ourselves and with the divine. Stepping forward as a human is challenging as it requires vulnerability and openness to tap into our feelings and show compassion and empathy for others and ourselves. We often lose sight of our most fundamental qualities, what humanity has relied on for survival from the beginning, the essence of being human. Just like Jacob struggled to redefine himself, we too must struggle and train ourselves to act with empathy and accountability. And Rosh Hashanah is the perfect moment for that kind of struggle and renewal. A time to reset, reimagine, and recommit. Our greatest challenge is to reprogram ourselves to embrace the qualities that only humans possess. As Rabbi Akiva reminds us, we must struggle to be truly human. It requires effort, and each day offers us the chance to reconnect with the core of our humanity. On Rosh Hashanah, we say, Hayom Harat Olam, meaning this is the day the world was created. However, this common translation misses an important part of the phrase. It's better understood as, today is the day of the world's conception. This translation highlights growth and transformation that extends beyond Rosh Hashanah, just like our journey of reflection and renewal continues beyond this day and throughout the year. Today, the world was conceived. Like pressing a reset button, today we recreate the world anew. Rosh Hashanah is a new beginning, reimagining what's possible as we continue to grow, change, and choose life over doom and humanity over fear. It's up to us to answer the call back to humanity. The clock is ticking as AI develops, and yes, the probability of doom increases exponentially every day. But Judaism has always taught that the future is not fixed. We already have the tools we need to move forward with hope into the new year. As we embrace our humanity, we embrace the qualities of empathy, compassion, and a sense of responsibility to each other. Together in the new year, we must struggle to be more human. If we could reprogram ourselves, then Hayom Harat Olam, today is the day of the world's conception, becomes not only the rebirth of creation, but the birth of our renewed humanity. In the coming year, may we embrace our humanity, may we choose life over doom, and may we together reprogram ourselves for a year of renewal, hope, and peace. Shana Tova.